Hey guys, this is G and I'm here to bring you the top 5 games coming out in June 2013. Just a quick note before we begin though, I am based in the UK so I go off UK dates, so they will slightly differ depending on where you are in the world. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? Starting us off this week we have the turn-based RPG Shadowrun Returns for the PC, which is based on the popular pen and paper role-playing setting of Shadowrun. It also happens to be a Kickstarter game, one that raised over $1.8 million last year, making it one of the first big Kickstarter titles to actually see some kind of release. We don't actually have a set date for it yet, we just know it's going to be sometime in June, and what we've seen some previews so far actually looks incredibly promising. But of course it's very difficult to tell if these games are any good until you've played, a couple of dozen hours of them. But fingers crossed, because, if it ain't good, then it's going to put people off this whole Kickstarter thing pretty quick. Coming on June 3rd, we've got a bit of indie love with Gunpoint for the PC. It's a 2D pixel puzzle platformer because, it's indie, so of course it is. But that aside, it's actually quite a unique title. In it you play a sort of freelance spy who's desperate to clear their name after being framed for a murder. But really this is just an excuse to break into lots of buildings using your amazing hyper trousers that allow you to jump to absolutely insane heights as well as somehow rewire a building's electronics. There's a demo available for it on Steam right now, and while it's quite short it gives you a very firm understanding of what that game is about, as well as a few very nice samples of the game's very witty writing, and I'd say that alone makes it well worth the price of entry. Coming June 25th, expect the long-awaited arrival of Marvel's Merc with a Mouth himself, Deadpool, for the PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. The general consensus among the press right now is that while this game isn't going to win any awards for either its visuals or its gameplay, it's filled to the brim with that wonderful, absurd, self-aware humour that made Deadpool such a household name in the first place. Whether that's actually going to be enough to keep him out the bargain bin with all the other superhero games is yet to be seen. But as far as I'm concerned, any game that lets you have a deranged phone conversation with Nolan North whilst playing as a character voiced by Nolan North is alright in my book. Hey guys, remember Me for the PC, PS3 and Xbox 360? Don't feel bad if you say no, because despite the fact that it comes out on June 6th, Capcom have put zero effort into actually promoting it. It's a shame because I played at an event the other day and while the combat was a little bit clunky as it desperately tried to ape the Arkham games, as third-person brawlers are wont to do, the overall art direction and general cyberpunkiness of it all was actually very impressive. So it'd be a shame to see it lost in the ether like it's probably going to be, especially since it's also one of the few video games to have a female protagonist who doesn't, dress like she's about to enter a pole dancing contest. Coming in at number 1, as if there'd be any doubt, on June 14th, that's right, the day after E3, we have Naughty Dog's The Last of Us for PlayStation 3. While it is a third-person cover-based shooter, it takes a very different tone from Naughty Dog's previous and far more whimsical Uncharted franchise. The Last of Us sees hardened survivor Joel escort young girl Ellie through a post-apocalyptic landscape. But they're not alone. They're being chased by the remnants of the US military, opportunistic bandits, and of course the ever-present Infected. Yes, it's a zombie post-apocalyptic setting that's been done to death. But if there's any team out there we can trust to inject some kind of emotional gravitas into a setting we've all seen before, then it's going to be Naughty Dog. And that's why it's my top game of June 2013. Hey, thanks for watching the top 5 games of June 2013. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, as well as check out some of my other shows. But now, some recommendations. If the turn-based strategy of Shadowrun Returns caught your eye, then maybe check out the excellent XCOM for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, and soon enough, iPad. But if the 2D stealthiness of Gunpoint is more your thing, then why not check out Art of Theft, developed by popular game journalist Yahtzee of Zero Punctuation fame. When it comes to Deadpool though, maybe check out High Moon Studios' other adaptation of a much beloved franchise, Transformers War and Fall of Cybertron. War is a lot better than Fall. But if you're looking for a serious brawler like Remember Me, then why not check out Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, the games that Remember Me desperately wants to be but, just can't quite manage from what we've seen. And then, when it comes to Last of Us, well, this is a bit obvious, but if you're a little confused as to why we're so excited for it, now's as good a time as any to check out those Uncharted games. Well, until next time, see you around.